Good day everyone, we are the BA section 603 and we are going to discuss the different kinds of basic law. So these are the contents of our presentation: substantive law, adjective law, general or public law, and special or private law. There are two kinds of basic law, which is according to the scope and according to the purpose.
The different kinds of law are classified according to their purpose and scope. According to purpose, we have substantive law and adjective law. So, in substantive law, it defines the right and liabilities of individuals and collective bodies, and it's so called because it puts in a clear-cut and precise the substance of the subject matter for enforcing which the courts of law and officer of law exist. And it also defines regarding a specific subject the legal rights and relationship of people among themselves or their relationship with other people or between them and the states. Any wrong was done by an individual, group of person, or the state against the other will make the wrongdoer accordingly liable to the others. Wrong may be either civil or criminal. Also, it refers to all categories of public and private law, including the law of contracts, property, torts, and crimes of all kinds. It deals with the substance of charges, and it consists of written statutory rules passed by the legislator that govern how people behave. These rules or laws define crimes and set for punishment. They also define our rights and responsibility as a citizen. There are elements of substantive law in both criminal and civil law. It requires that the prosecutor prove every element of the crime for someone to be convicted of that crime. The elements to be proved depend on the crime committed and stated substantive laws. Once these things are proven, the person can be taken into custody. So, next is adjective law. So, adjective law tells about how the courts and the officers dealing with the law giving effects to the substantive law of the land is known as adjective law or procedural law. It consists of the set of rules that governs the proceeding of the court in criminal lawsuits as well as civil and administrative proceedings. The court needs to conform to the standard set up by procedural law while during the proceeding. These rules ensure fair practice and consistency in the due process. This due process refers to the legal right owned to a person in criminal and civil action.
Next is the according to the scope. According to the scope, we have the general or public law and special or private law. So let's start with the general or public law. It is a law that area of constitutional, administrative, criminal, and international law that focuses on the organization of the government, the relation between the state of its citizens, the responsibilities of government officials, and the relations between sister states. It is concerned with the political matters, including the powers, rights, capacities, and duties of various levels of government and government officials. Public law refers to an act that applies to the public at large as opposed to the private law and concerns private individual rights, duties, and liabilities. Public law is the citation given to the original form of the federal and some state laws. And these are the examples of general or public law. First is a criminal law. It is a system of law concerned with the punishment of individuals who commit crime. Next is the international law, which is a rule of principles governing the relation and dealings of nations with each other, as well as the relation between states and individuals and relation between international organizations. And last is the political law. The branch of public law deals with the organization and operation of the government origin of the states and defines the relation of the state with the inhabitants of its territory. Next is special or private law. Private law applies to any circumstances relating to relationship between individuals in a legal system. Therefore, this type of law governs the relationship between individuals and governments. This is also referred to as common law. It includes the law of property and trust, family law, the law of contract, mercantile law, and the law of tort. So, these are the examples of private law. First is the civil law, which deals the behavior constitutes an an injury to an individual or other private party, such as corporation. Next is maritime law. It's a body of law that governs nautical issues and private maritime disputes. Last is the mercantile law. It is a body of law that applies the rights, relations, conduct of persons and businesses engaged in the commerce, merchandising, trades, and sales. And that's all. Thank